Welcome back, Rack Pack. Rackhamdar here, bringing you another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Road to King of Games. Today, we are finally able to kind of jump into one of the archetypes that I've been super interested in for a while now, and that is Vendreads. One of my favorite monster types is ritual monsters. I'm a huge fan of Cyber Angels, and in the TCG, there's a couple of other ritual decks that I have a lot of fun playing. And so when they announced and released Vendreads, and I saw that Vendreads were really strong, I was like, heck yeah, I'm all in. I'm ready to do my thing. So Vendreads are a zombie ritual deck that are pretty interesting. One of the main kind of mechanics or effects that they rely on is they can be summoned from the graveyard. And this is huge for like a ritual deck because, as you may be aware, whenever you ritual summon, you have to tribute monsters in order to make that ritual summon happen. So those monsters that you send to the graveyard could potentially be summoned as well with another ritual summon. So yeah, we do have it's a somewhat more expensive build because it does require 3 copies of Origin. The consistency is just really not there, and ideally we would also be running things like Sonic Bird. I would, if you have access to Sonic Bird, I do, but of course I'm trying to keep this as budget as possible. It's not required, but Sonic Bird is definitely really important to add consistency, as well as if you have Gishki Chain, that would also be a very good card. Unlike some of the other ritual decks in Duel Links, this deck doesn't really need ways to get their monsters out or it doesn't really need ways to search out their monsters. We do have a field spell here that can help us get the monsters to our hand, and that really helps the consistency with when it comes to obtaining those monsters. The problem is getting the ritual spells. Especially if you don't have 2 copies of Slayer. So we'll get to that in a moment, but Gishki Chain, Sonic Bird, if you have either of those 2, put them in the deck. One of maybe 2. I think ideally you get rid of 1 copy of Revenants and you get rid of the single copy of Striges. And then you put in Gishki Chain, or you definitely put in a 2nd copy of Slayer. Most people run 2 of each ritual monster. And so you would have 2, 2, 2, and then you would have Gishki Chain and Sonic Bird here for a very optimal build. But we're going to try to make it work without those, because of course it is a budget-friendly series. Depending on how the consistency goes, once I get a 2nd copy of Slayer, I may or may not use this less. I really like the Dark Magician deck. If you watched the last episode, we crushed a ton of people, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this really quick. Like I said, the spells are the most important. They are very difficult to sometimes search out. You have to find a way to pick these ones up. So let's go ahead and talk about these. Revendread Origin is the super rare spell. It is the one that you want the most. Basically, you can tribute from your monster. You can tribute monsters from your hand or field, and banish zombie type monsters from your graveyard to summon this, or to use as materials for the ritual summon. So that's really useful. If you're following up with other plays, you can straight up just banish from your graveyard. And then of course, this is the one card that doesn't require exact levels. You can go beyond the levels required. Additionally, it has a protection effect. If a Revendread Slayer you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this is Revendread Slayer. Executor actually gets called, this card's name becomes Revendread Slayer on the field. So Executor and Slayer both get protected. Battle Lord unfortunately does not. So the Origin spell does not protect Battle Lord from any kind of card effect destruction. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're making your plays. And then we have Revendread Evolution. This card is pretty cool. You can ritual summon a ritual monster from your hand or graveyard. Like I said, they have this really unique graveyard summoning effect alongside of their normal ritual stuff. You can tribute monsters from your hand or field, and send at least, you can only do one, but you can send one monster from your deck as material. And like with fusion summoning, being able to send from your deck just adds lots of consistency to the plays that you can make. Revenged Evolution is a very cool card. It does have to be exact though, so if you want to summon Slayer, for example, you need exactly level 6 in order to make it work. The downside though is it does get the ritual monster gets destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. So it does stay on the field for your opponent's turn, so you don't like instantly lose, but as soon as it's over, it gets destroyed. And that's kind of where this only having one copy of Slayer does come into play. Slayer is one of your main search engines, because when this ritual summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a ritual spell from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send a Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. So one of the best turn 1 plays you could make is maybe you have the field spell, that use the field spell to search out Slayer. We'll talk about how that works in a moment. And then you summon Slayer using Evolution, and you would send the other copy of Slayer to have exactly 6. And that way you would be able to have Slayer on the field, he would be protected, and then if he also gets sent to the graveyard at the end of the turn, you would be able to search out the origin and follow up with some more summons on your following turn. So that's really nice. And then of course you can also send another monster to your graveyard, so you could potentially send your Executor, and that would allow you to summon, search Origin. Origin can now summon the Executor that you sent to the graveyard. So that's the really big plays. It's really difficult to do something like that without having another Slayer in the grave, because Origin requires the exact level. You have to have 6 exactly. You can't do more or less. Well, obviously you can't do less, but you can't go over 6. You have to be exactly 6. That is the reason we're playing not this one, but Striges. Striges is a level 2 monster. The effects don't really matter. If it's in the graveyard, you can reveal a Vendread card to special summon it. It's kind of there. We'll talk about these additional effects a bit later when we go over here, but the biggest reason for playing it is because it can be paired up with Revenants. 4 + 2 = 6. So if we have a way to use our Revenants and our Striges, we can get our Slayer to the field and then start getting his search effects going for our other monsters. That's the big thing that we're looking for here. So it's really difficult sometimes to, you can, with this setup right now, it can be really easy to brick, because you have 6 copies of a ritual spell, but the plays that this card can make can sometimes just not really work out, because your monster's going to get destroyed. So let's talk about the field spell real quick. Discard 1 card, add 1 Vendread monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use it once per turn. That's what I was meaning by searching out your Slayer or searching out your Executor. And because they do get summoned from the graveyard whenever you ritual summon them, you can send your Executor, search out maybe another Executor, and then just, ritual summon the one from the graveyard using the one in your hand. There's a lot of different combos like that. And then additionally, if you attack opponent's monster, you can banish a Vendread monster in your graveyard to attack another monster in a row. It has to be a monster, you can't attack directly. So you have to be, one of your Vendread monsters can just, wipe your opponent's monster board, and then maybe you get a direct attack with the second. So we have that. Let's talk a little bit about Executor. Executor is your 3k beater, really powerful card. While this card is on the field, your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects except this card. So if your opponent has something like 6 Samurai Dual Wield, they actually won't be able to activate it because it's telling it to only target this card. Your opponent can't target your Battle Lord, your field spell, anything. Your opponent can only target this card, so Dual Wield gets turned off. And then additionally, if you get 2 Executors on the field, it shuts off all of your opponent's card effects because they can no longer target anything for they can no longer target anything on the field. This is very similar to for hire's Dyna for hire, where you can't, if you have 2 of them on the field, you can no longer battle. But this does only work with card effects, so you can still swing over and whatnot. but it does help a lot. You know, Treacherous won't be able to get activated because it can only target this card. And then if your opponent does decide to target a monster on their side of the field, then, you know, you have Origin probably protecting and all this other stuff. So pretty nice, really powerful card. And then you have Vendread Battlelord. This card is also really nice. You can ritual summon this card with any ritual spell. And then one of the nice effect for Battlelord is you can banish a card from... you can banish any Vendread card from your graveyard and then declare a type. You can declare a monster, you can declare a spell, or you can declare a trap. For the rest of that turn, your opponent cannot activate those cards. So if you declare a monster, no Sphere Karibo, no Bacon Saver, nothing like that. Your opponents can't activate those effects. No Desperado Barrel Dragon, no Blast Spider, anything like that. Your opponent cannot use any of those cards. If this card is sent, if this ritual summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster from your deck to your hand and then send a Vendread monster. So all of these cards get effects when they get destroyed to like help search out and help, you know, accelerate the deck. But the unfortunate thing is the only one that can do it on basically your turn to give you a ritual spell is your Slayer. So if you're, you know, if you want to like send Slayer to the graveyard to search, like that's really good, but you can't send Executor to the graveyard to search. Even though he does say, you know, if it's sent to the graveyard by opponent's effects, you can do stuff. So that's kind of the unfortunate thing with only having one copy of Slayer, is that we don't get those extra searches off to add that consistency. All right, let's talk about these other normal monsters. These are the crazy things that Vendreads also have available to them. When these cards are on the field, I'm pretty sure, yeah, they have to be on the field exactly, right? Using this card on the field. So these cards have ways to special summon to the field, or you know, all of these are level 4 and lower, so you can also normal summon them. But if these are on the field, when you use them in your ritual summon, you get an extra effect. Revenants and Hound Hordes are the two big ones. Revenants allows you to quick effect, yes, quick effect, banish a special summon monster your opponent controls. Very powerful. And then Hound Horde is the other really good one. You can banish once per turn, quick effect again. You can target one spell or trap, banish it. These two are the really good powerful ones that you want to use. If you give these to if you use these in the summon for your ritual monsters, they gain those extra effects. So your Executor, it can now banish a monster, or it can now banish a back row card. Striges also has one, not super useful. Discard battled opponent's monster, you can draw one card, then discard one card. Maybe helps add that extra consistency, but for the most part, we're looking for this to be sent from the deck to help add Slayer consistency. And then finally we have Anima. This one also has that same effect, banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card. However, we're mostly going to be focusing on her graveyard effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Vendread monsters, and special summon it. And then you can't special summon anything except zombie monsters, but we're only running zombies, so that's not a big problem. And so this is a really powerful effect as well, because we're going to be using Origin to help banish, right? We're allowed to banish from our graveyard to use in our summons, so we can use that to, you know, send stuff to the graveyard, and then this can allow us to special summon the banished ones as well. Just a lot of, you know, cycling and consistency right there. The one thing that you have to remember, though, when it comes to rituals, is they are not allowed to be summoned to the field unless they've already been ritual summoned. I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that. So if your opponent, if you know, special summon this monster, your opponent, you can't revive it unless it has already been ritual summoned. So you have to pay close attention to the ones that you ritual summoned and the ones that you did not. I'm pretty sure I know it's a little difficult because of the way that the way that works, but yeah. So like if you sent this card, for example, like if you sent Executor to the graveyard and then you use that same Executor to banish for the summon of Slayer, maybe you cannot summon this Executor because you didn't ritual summon it first. I don't know, it's like a weird ruling, I think, when it comes to ritual monsters, because of course bypasses a lot of their normal effects. And then additionally, if they are special summoned, they don't get their other effect, right? If this ritual summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by an opponent's card effect. So it has to be ritual summon to get this extra effect. Because I'm pretty sure I read that when I was actually learning about that when it comes to using rituals, because I was using I think it was Cyber Angels in the TCG. And basically, I was trying to, because like Monster Reborn became unlimited, and so I was like, can I just send them to the graveyard and then Monster Reborn them? But it turns out that I don't think that's how that works. So yeah, let me see. Yeah, as a ritual summon cannot be special summoned from the graveyard or while banished except by ritual summon unless it was originally summoned by ritual summon. So yeah. So I just wanted to kind of remind you guys, like, to pay attention to how you're summoning your monsters. Yeah, I just wanted to get that information because I remember playing it. I wasn't super sure. There's a lot of crazy effects in Yu-Gi-Oh. Rulings are some of the hardest things. And then, but anyway, before we get on too long about the discussing the deck, this is a very like big brain focused deck. Like you have a lot of different things that you have to think about while playing this deck. So just there's a lot of stuff that I had to talk about before I got into it. And I really wanted to make a dedicated video like this because I didn't want to like just jump into it and then like everyone's confused. But yeah, we're also playing Beatdown. I'm not really sure if Beatdown should be nerfed or not because I'm pretty sure like almost everyone plays Beatdown. It's so easy to get those high level monsters out. Another card or another effect that people have been running is with Alexis, or not effect but skill, Master of Rights. Let me see if I can see what the skill does. I think I can have looked over here. Yeah, here we go. Nice. Having the skills on the right hand side, I think I really like that. So what it does is it begins the spell with Ritual Cage. You take no battle damage from attacks involving ritual monsters, and then ritual monsters cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. That's really, really nice protection. So Vendreads also run the Ritual Cage, but I want to run Beatdown because right now the consistency is not quite there, and there's a couple of really powerful monsters that I want to be able to run over, at least for the time being. So let's jump into it. See, or the game could just have to reboot. Holy crap. No, don't do that. I always accidentally click data transfer. I don't know why. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump onto the ladder. We'll get a three or four. I can't speak today. Come on. 3 or 4-ish duels, depending on how long they take. Yeah, I managed to pick up a lot of gems from the KC Cup. If you haven't been playing the KC Cup and you're looking for an easy way to get a lot of gems, I would highly recommend playing some of the KC Cup. The gem rewards for KC Cups are pretty nice. What? Maybe we won't even get a duel in. Holy crap. Yeah, the gem rewards for the KC Cup are usually fairly nice. I'm really glad they improved the rewards for the like regular ranked, but I really wish that KC Cup rewards were in regular ranked, at least to some degree. Alright, finally, get into a duel. Alright, we're playing the Vendreads finally. Let's get a couple of, hopefully some good games. Against you, Bell. Oh boy. Honestly, we can probably destroy you, Bell, because we can just banish quick effect. Or we could get something like this. This is kind of what I was meaning. Most ritual decks currently in Duel Links, outside of Vendreads, usually require the monster, right? Most of the time, the monster is... Yeah, searching out the ritual monster is more important. So like when you think about Cyber Angel, like searching out your monsters is usually I don't know, it's kind of both ways, I suppose. Ooh. This is pretty easy actually. During your main phase you can destroy it. During your next standby phase. We can just banish this. We actually have a really good hand right now. So we're going to... Oh, never mind. Never mind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this to send this to the graveyard. And then I really want to search out Slayer. We want to get Slayer to our hand so that we can potentially make plays. But we don't have a ritual spell. Imagine if this was Sonic Bird, right? We would have been able to make some plays. So I think we're going to set this. Because I do want to have Vendreads in hand, or Revenants in hand. That way we can get the effect if we get a monster. So we're just going to set this guy. 2000 defense, so that's actually really good. A lot of these Vendread monsters have pretty high defense. So it's not too bad. Just kind of stall it out. We need to get our ritual spell. Yep, we're going to activate it. Then we're going to... We'll show the Slayer that we searched out, because our opponent should know that we have the Slayer. And then there we go. Actually, that's really bad. How did he destroy it? And we, of course, get evolution. How did he destroy that? During your next standby phase... What? How many effects does this card have? During your main phase, you can destroy Neftis cards in your hands and or face up on the field and destroy an equal number of monsters. Oh, that's lame. We can activate this. I don't know how I want to play this though, because... So I think I want to get Slayer out, but I can't because we lost our Striges. This is what I was saying, right? Since we lost our Striges, we can't really make any plays. We can only summon Executor. But I think I need to get rid of his monster. We're going to activate... Send this to the graveyard. Wait, okay, so if this ritual summon card is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by opponent's card effect... Ooh, let's do that. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. We're going to crash. I think we're going to crash. So we're going to do this. We're going to summon the one in the graveyard, and then we're going to send this one from the deck. Thin out the deck. We want to put it on the field to play around with it. There we go. So remember, the one in the graveyard already, we can't special summon it in any way, because we didn't ritual summon it. But the one that we're about to put into the graveyard, we will be able to make plays. So we can search out Origin. We need Origin. And I think we want to send the dog. Oh wait, we can't? I'm confused. If this ritual summon is destroyed by battle or is destroyed by opponent's card effect, add one Vendread card from your deck to your hand. Oh. So Slayer does the sending, this one just adds a card. Alright, so hopefully we can make this work. We should be able to send or summon Slayer. I don't know what any of these things do. I don't know how the Neftis cards work. Ideally, we should be able to... Oh, I hope she can't summon another monster. Please don't summon another monster. Please, please, please. Please. Face down. Face down. Alright. We might be able to come back into this. Another Vendread Knights. So we're going to... Alright, we have the ability to summon Slayer. I might want to summon Executor. Because... I think we're just going to send the copy of Knights. Actually, no, because it's a... So yeah, we'll... Man, I'm not super used to how this works. But okay, we're gonna go ahead, normal summon this. So that thing is activatable. Please don't be something crazy. What could that be? I think she's reading my card effect. We're just gonna Origin. I want to get Executor. This will protect our Executor as well. So we'll get this one that we just sent. The one on the field, the one on the field. And then we'll banish the one in the graveyard. Alright, Executor to the field. Activate its quick effect. This is where it comes crazy, man. Quick effect, banish. No destroy, banish. Alright, alright. Okay. Beat down 3,300 to the face. Please no, it's not drowning, because it would. She wouldn't be able to activate it right now if it was drowning. So we can go in completely fine. Another enemy controller. Another downside of Vendreads is 0 defense. All of them have 0 defense. Very big problem. Very big problem for the deck. I don't think she can special summon her ritual back though, so we should be all right. Whew. Hopefully that is not a big card. I wish I could have gotten Hound Hordes as well, but I think should be all right. Yo, another Origin. Let's go. We're gonna put Hound Horde to the field and summon Slayer. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Hound Horde to the field. Summon Slayer. Slayer. Hound Horde. This guy. So now we have an effect to banish back row and an effect to banish special summon monsters, which currently is a lot of them. Like all the fusions, all the synchros, all of them are special summoned for the most part. Get out of here. What is your card? Another Econ. I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with that. I don't think they can come back from this, if I'm being honest. She knows that there's nothing that they can do. Beat down! I am the leading professor. I guess just surrender. Vendreads, pretty OP. Pretty OP. When you get a good hand like that, that's kind of rough. I'm still learning the deck, if you haven't noticed. I'm still not quite familiar with it. Still learning. We're gonna get 2 more duels, hopefully. This video might be a slightly bit longer than the previous ones, but from here on out, we won't have to explain the entire Vendread deck anymore, so should be good. Joey Wheeler. Oh, we can level up. Let's go. Oh, I forgot to turn on the music. Forgot to turn on the music. That's fine. Yeah, this is kind of the whole unfortunate thing. If Strides was like Gishki Chain or Sonic Bird, like you can imagine how that would feel. It's very important to get these spell trap searches. I might look through some more of the Vendread things just to kind of get a better idea. Alright, Anima to the hand. No, no, no. This guy has 2,000 defense. Probably... Actually, no. Vendread Knights. Activate. Send the Anima, because Anima is better in the graveyard. I think I might just search the Revenants. And swing in, just to see. Nah, we'll set. At least we have like defensive options. If you don't have Sonic Bird or Gish Keychain, it would also not be too bad to... Oh, we can do this. There we go. Red Eyes Fusion. Ooh, that's no good. That is no good. We can get over it. I actually think we might be losing this one. If only we let Anima stay, because then we could... Oh, banish any monster destroyed by battle. Never mind. I have to destroy it. Red Eye Slash is kind of a problem. Oh, he's playing 6 Sam Red Eyes? What? We'll show the... I think we searched this, so they should know we have it. Alright, give me... Give me a ritual spell. Woohoo, there we go. There we go. Send this to the graveyard, add our Slayer, and now we'll be able to make some plays. What does this do? After damage calculation, discard battle an opponent's monster. Nice. So now we can get our exact thing for 6. And that'll be this one from the deck, and then this one from the field. And then whenever this gets destroyed, we'll actually be able to... Actually, we can just swing over... Oh no, we get... It's exactly the same. Unfortunate. We're just gonna go over this. Nope. We'll activate this, draw a card, and then I think we'll just discard... Yeah, we'll discard the Battle Lord. Activate the effect? No. There you go, we'll end our turn. Our opponent will be able to swing over this. Can we make it over this Red Eyes? I don't know. The problem is Red Eyes can just negate everything. Oh no, we can turn off Red Eyes with Battle Lord. We can turn off Red Eyes with Battle Lord. Oh, sweet baby. Let's go. Why are you summoning him? Can he get Xian? No. If he gets Xian, I'm gonna be... That would be so bad. He can get Xian to the field. No way. What kind of monster? No way. I think we lose then, because we can't... Xian's literally the counter to our deck. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, we drew. I forgot about that. Yeah, we discard the Knights. Then we search the origin. Send... Hound Horde? No. I think we send this. Battle Lord. Alright, heart of the cards. Draw another spell. Draw another spell. Ooh, let's go. Let's go. Heart of the cards, baby. Heart of the cards, baby. Revenants to the field. Revenants to the field. Negate it, my friend. Negate it. That's what I thought. Very unfortunate that we won't be able to use other things. Oh, okay, Slayer, and Anima. Slayer and Anima. We can get Slayer back to the field because we can banish him with our origin. Now the question is, do I I think I want to bring out the dog too. No, I can't because then I have to... Yeah, so I'll do this. Summon Battlelord. Field Dude. Slayer. To the field. Activate effect. Activate his own effect. Banish our evolution, because we don't need it. Monster cards cannot activate their effects. Activate Anima. Bring forth the Slayer. Let's go. What a turn. That top deck of the other ritual spell. And now this guy is not protected, but Slayer is protected from our thing, I think. If we're Vendreads Slayer control. So it doesn't have to be ritual summoned. It just has to be controlled. Another origin. Another origin. That could be a dual wield. That could be a dual wield. So I think we're gonna do this. I think since he already let me do this, we can banish this guy. I think we're gonna do monster cards. Yeah, we do monster cards. Yeah, he can give me dual wield. I don't care. This guy's not gonna... We just drew our third copy of the ritual spell, so we're good. So. Summon this guy. Send this guy. And that's GG. I turned off monster effects. I don't think he has to stay on the field, right? Yeah, he doesn't have to stay on the field. I turned off monster effects. He should have dual wielded on my draw phase. Because now he couldn't use that. Whew, I think that's a great duel to end the video on. Vendreads, man. I'm really excited I finally was able to put together this deck. I dueled in the KC Cup? No! Oops. Did I seriously do this whole video on the KC Cup? Well... Oopsie. Oopsies. I guess we'll take that. I guess we'll take that. Vendreads are pretty nice. Still digging for that final copy of Slayer, and then I think our deck will be complete. Like, just the way that they play around their graveyard is super nice. Being able to special summon from the graveyard is an added benefit. Really fun deck to play. I'd highly recommend you check it out if you have the chance. But that's going to be it for this video. We'll be doing some more stuff with Vendreads in the future. It won't be this long. We'll be able to jump straight into some duels. So anyway, that's going to be it for this. If you enjoyed, please of course leave a like, maybe even leave a comment. We're still in gold, but if you want some last minute deck list ideas thrown in here, I could try to make that happen. Of course, we're trying to climb now, so I'll probably be focusing more on all of the decks that I'm making for climbing. But if you do have a couple of suggestions, and if I can accommodate those suggestions by using the cards, because of course I don't own every card, then we'll have a couple of fun little videos here or there. But yeah, go ahead and leave a like, of course, helps the video out, helps the channel grow, and if you enjoy all this content, please subscribe and hit that bell notification so your subscriptions don't get buried. We'll be doing plenty of Duel Links content and Yu-Gi-Oh content in general as I continue my playthrough of Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, and just a lot of fun stuff. I will also try to have a couple of other ideas for video content coming out as well, so we'll see if we can change it up a little bit for the channel, but of course we'll be doing mostly these two series for the time being. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Later!